Hi everyone, it's me. I wanted to come and do a quick reading. I got a few messages and it felt like, I'll just say it, long and winded. Like a massive lesson has been learned or overcome, and it's in terms, it almost feels like that little voice that isn't yours, to the point where you're like, who is that? Like, wait, I didn't, like when you don't want to say something but then you hear it, right? And it's like, no, that's not, like you can identify that as your intention, and you're like, that's not my intention. So you really observe that. But here's what's interesting. I said something yesterday, and I had to kind of like take a step back, and I said, why did I say that? Who, like, what aspect within made me use those words when those were not the words that I would have used or want to use or intend to use? It was like an unconscious thing, right? And so here's what's interesting. My daughter said it today, and that was like, shit. And then what's interesting is that what is in reference to, and it's the way that it was said, it was the Gemini curse. And all of a sudden I was just like, no, the Gemini curse, whatever that is, has been lifted. Whatever that is has been rebuked, removed. And then I just started spewing out all these names of people that I know and love that are Geminis. And there was like this energy that was felt, either the solar plexus or sacral energies. And it just, I can't even describe the feeling of like, it was like a heaviness, a mental heaviness that was removed through the womb. And it was interesting because we were having this very interesting conversation, right? And suddenly this conversation about a man in charge of a facility, and this man being in charge of this facility, from his perspective, you can, there's all these components that the one at the top, that is the overseer of things, has to observe or has to go through, that those that are in the position of, let's say like the children, for example, don't necessarily know what goes on with dad in order for them to exist in the environment that they exist in. So having that conversation, it was like reversing the narrative or showing the other side of the coin. And it felt like that understanding was no one really knows the heaviness of something. It's like that others carry, right? And so in having this conversation, it's like being mindful of what we put on other people's plates, in terms of our behavior, our projections, in terms of like expressing ourselves and making them responsible for things that they're not responsible for, and how much people go out of their way to extend themselves for you, and being able to notice, hey, if this person is really putting a lot of effort into you, It's like, if you don't have good energy to give, then at the minimum, at the least, don't give another your bad energy. Don't give them your debt. Don't give them your heaviness to carry for you, because if you know that this person would sit with what is yours and do their best to make what is yours better, because it's in their nature, because it's what they've proven to be to you, it's how they've been, then do not abuse that, take advantage of that, take for granted that. Because when you carry a lot of energy, and that energy isn't managed by you, then it spills over on individuals, and the expectation of those individuals to carry that energy is, if it's expected, if it's not appreciated, if it's not seen, if it's not recognized, how people will go out of the way to ensure your well-being. It's almost like saying, people that might care for you more than you care for yourself, if they're exhibiting those energies to you, if you can't reciprocate that, then at the minimum, do not charge them with your currency, with your energetic heaviness, because if to them carrying your weight is heavy, it's because they cannot withstand your power. I can talk around my children easily. However, this conversation just feels different to me somehow. So that message came through, and it felt very, I'll admit, it felt like healing the masculine energy. And it's because there was two aspects of it. It was giving perspective to the truth of the true father energy, or the true provider energy. Do you hear my cat? My daughter just walked out. Oh my gosh. Why is he dead? Okay. He's calm. Okay. I have to okay. Okay. So, healing, it was giving perspective to this version of the masculine, but then also giving a very truthful assessment of what that is not. Okay? That a person can have a title, but what comes with that title, great power, comes great responsibility. And those that are not upholding their responsibilities don't have great power. And the title of great power that goes with father, provider, right? That energy is almost like, if allocated accurately to those that truly have that, the value system would be seen as it truly is versus the inflation that we see in things like our market, in the housing market. I think Warren Buffett was just talking about, somehow I know it has to do with the same thing. It has to do with like, I think they called it fake debt, something like that. And there was also something with like the credit reports being incorrect. And so when you think of things like that, you start to wonder if that makes any sense as to, is it like we say, as within, so without? When it's as within, so without, and when they also say, put more of your energy into yourself, what it's really saying is that everything that we see in the physical reality, as it is in the market or as it is in anything that we see as a whole, as a collective, those aspects are happening internally. So as each one of us can integrate these wider perspectives into our physical body, it requires a certain space of clearing. The other thing that came through was the lost ones. Okay, so this is what was weird. I got to returning into an experience about a time when my vehicle had been stolen, and that feeling that I felt when my car had been stolen, because it wasn't so much about the car, it was about my backpack that I had left in the back seat with my wallet, and having, the pictures that were there, documents, whatever it is that I carried in my purse, but especially that what I had in my wallet that was like personal effects. It felt that kind of violation, that identity violation, like, someone gets to know me on this intimate level that doesn't know me. You know what I mean? And that was a very ugly experience. And I say it like that because it feels yucky to, because it's a safety, because it's part of our identity. And when it's your identity that is like invaded, it's like gross. It just feels like, when your identity is invaded, there's a sense of safety that gets removed from you. Like a security breach, right? And then you feel vulnerable. And that vulnerability can get attacked by the lost ones. And I'll refer to the lost ones as, if you allow yourself to get lost in that experience, or lost in an idea, just the whole concept of lost, if you see it as a figure, as an individual, as a concept, imagine, you lost your wallet, or your belongings, you lost your car, a part of your identity was lost. You can get lost in creating a narrative that keeps you in that energy, or you can adopt a stance that says, in order to, something had to have been found, or that experience of, it's almost like, what if it's not lost? What if it was taken, like like an illness is taken out to make space for the healing, or a child is removed from the womb. You feel like a part of you is not inside of you anymore. It's now in the world. But whatever that is that was removed, it's now made space for something new to fill its void. So that feeling was like, I felt like recently that cycle just happened. I just had my keys were lost. And it kind of had the same sense of violation. It feels like, oh, if my keys are lost, God knows where, right? Because if it's within the home, you're like, oh, okay, we can find that. But if they're not at the home and they were just randomly lost, then it's not really random, right? It's carelessness. But regardless of who and how and when and whatever is irrelevant. The point is that sensation of, okay, access to my mail, access to my vehicle, or access to my home, access to my things that are considered my identity. It's like it feels violated. But removing that word out of the equation, because it doesn't have to be this like, but it's that feeling of, like I said, security breach and the vulnerable space. But if you remove all those layers, you're like, oh my God, this is where we can, okay, I'm sorry, I heard something outside. I couldn't tell if it was a bird or a child or my cat. I gotta drink water. It's my cat. Okay. So that feeling, I think it definitely has to do a lot with Chiron in Aries for sure. But I'm getting also, Pluto energies. Pluto in Capricorn. Otherwise, or other than that, I should say, it just seems to me that there's a feeling, something. Your energy is now coming back to you. However much time that energy has been, whatever it is, right? The symbology of the things that were lost, that were supposed to be an aspect of your identity, that are now going to be shown. It's like maybe this is what you created, and it being like showcased, or this is a almost like up to this point, this is who that was, this is who you were, this is what you've been, and then you get to that like, okay, now you can actually see that, and then here's a space now that that's in the world now that we see that now that you can see the truth of that, or all of that, or what that was, you can now see like, okay, the open space, the golden cup, I don't know, but that came through yesterday, the golden cup. It could be the Ace of Cups, an offer of love, or an opportunity that you're going to be fulfilled by, a new fulfillment to embark upon. It just feels like, to wrap the whole thing up, it almost feels like the Gemini curse is gone, And in this space now, with the new perspective of the new archetypal manifested emperor energy, a new fulfillment can now begin. A new cycle. A new cycle can begin. It feels so quiet. And I had no idea what I was going to channel today, but I knew I was going to. I was meditating, I was prepping for it, and then all of a sudden, just like all these things just kind of started unfolding. And I was like, I could see the string of connections between them, and it's like the lessons, understandings, the metaphor, whatever was coming through was just like, just so interesting. It's like taking something that you could have experienced in the past that left an imprint on you and changed your personality in some way, somehow, some form or another, changed who you were at the core. But something came out of that, right? Whatever that was is now going to be visible for you to see what that was and what it all turned into, right? Like, what's the whole book about? And then you get the whole story, and it's wonderful. And then realizing now I get to embark on the next level. Growth came through, but it was like allowing oneself to receive, to be receptive, to not be defensive, to not be closed off, to be willing to see, willing to notice, willing to observe. It feels like snapped out of it. Like they snapped out of it in a good way. It feels good. It feels like a relief. It feels like, what? Like doing this. Like, oh, yeah. Okay, so it's like taking that old experience, the response to a similar situation is now the response coming from a more empowered space is actually the beginning of a new, almost like a new storyline. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't believe it. Oh, can you see it? Yeah. Okay. Ace of Cups. 9 of Cups. Oh. It's like from beginning to the end. This flowing love. Just contentment. A flow of contentment. A flow of creativity. A flow of love. An openness, like I love that feeling. The High Priestess, the Oracle. Yeah, it's almost like really, really feeling yourself at in the deepest space. 7 of Wands. It's like you stood your ground, you protected your space from competitors or Oh my God, it even almost feels like, I promise you, this is going to sound so weird, but it almost feels like, God, I hate this subject, to be honest, because I know a lot of people respond to it in like a woo-woo way, and it's weird to them. But if you're not in your beingness, if you're not present, aspects or personalities that are not intended by you can take over what you do, like how you do you, like what is really you're doing, what is really who you are, like. And I think that, like, when we're talking about the lost energy, it's almost like that was like a lost spirit. That lost spirit had to be gone, had to go, so that a found spirit can be here, a founder can be here. Capricorn again. I see a collaboration. A hermit is looking into something. A hermit is trying to make light of a matter, trying to see things as it is, regarding a betrayal, regarding slander, regarding even mental burnout or mental stress. It seems that it seems like you're okay. Some might be feeling a little bit lost in terms of feeling the loss of an aspect of themselves, like no longer. Like it might feel a little bit like not feeling like yourself, feeling like you just need some time to yourself to like really feel yourself out and be with you. Like, now that I am not that or that to them or whoever them is, right? Now that you're not that aspect of yourself anymore, that didn't even feel like it was you, that felt like it was something outside of you, that felt like maybe it was just something else that was driving you, that wasn't yourself. Now maybe you can kind of like sit with you and take time to yourself, reflecting on why something didn't change. See the devil energy, reflecting on why things were stagnant and realizing what that devil energy was, realizing how you were being challenged, the lesson that you had to learn. It's almost like you had to go up against this devil energy fully, because once you realize this is what's stopping me from being fully who I am, you can walk away with a new perspective about walking away. You can walk away not feeling, because when you truly integrate the lesson, when you truly understand it, you can sense the shift. You can sense the awareness when it's there. You can sense the the vibrational shift in an individual when they gain insight into a matter. It changes things. That's what changes an experience. King of Cups. There's a King of Cups here that, oh my. A love offer, and a commitment to a relationship, a commitment to maybe marriage, maybe living together, family. Can you do it? No. Mm-mm. No.
Oh, anyway.
I'm here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I just said no to that. Thank you.
So now I just on my way.
There's a reason why I look this way right now. Kids are interesting, man. I empathize with the school administrators. I really do. Because the whole school system, to me, at least, you know, for the most part, it's become something, it's become so much of a business that it's like, there's like no, you can't really see, you can see that the policies and politics have gotten so in the way that they're so far removed from what the purpose of being educators is. But then there's those few that really care about the well-being of the children, and those individuals are like gold in those systems, because you can see they put a lot, you know, into kids that are, with good reason, rebellious towards policy, as they are. And it's like, okay, well, you can rebel, or you can come up with a solution and propose it and see if it gets implemented and see if it's something that it would be considered. You can participate in your local school as a student and advocate for the school's well-being. Like, don't complain, don't rebel and fight and say it's not fair and what's the point and blah, blah, blah. Because believe you me, it's going on. At least in this neck of the woods. I mean, a good civics teacher would create a awesome courtroom and have everyone participating in the court and playing different roles and discovering what it really takes to be those roles. A good acting teacher would really allow people to participate, get out of the books and participate in character building, in colors, in hues, just everything. Oh my gosh, the star talking Leo things here. I mean, acting, producing, directing, writing, music, everything creative. I mean, there's so much you can go into in that field, and there's so much that can be done in a community about, you know, with that. You can sit there and teach a classroom to paint a mural and then put it in some part of the community. And I mean, those are real projects. I mean, I promise you, my son came home from school with a paper and a drawing with a marker, and he's like, this is what I did in art class today. I'm like, I thought art class was supposed to be like special and different, where you get to explore art in, you know, more creative ways. And it's like, I could do that at home. I mean, fun times. I feel like you know, there's this King of Cups is very stable. He might be very popular, magnetic, just very he cares about his community. He's lighthearted, looks into overseas, like festivities, perhaps. Like, I'm getting also like just someone that the kind of boss or teacher or husband that likes to host, great. Oh my God, I just heard The Great Gatsby. Big, wild parties, but it's not. I know that in that story, things were, you know, there was darker stuff. And I'm not saying that the possibility isn't there for, you know, certain types of behavior, but I'm not getting a vibe of like, you know, Hollywood crazy stories. I'm getting more like, you know, more family oriented, more community based, more even if it's like with a company, you get like a vibe of family. This is someone that you're going to definitely connect with on an emotional level. And it's something that you don't have to work at. You don't have to work at. This energy is like, remember with the Star card, there was healing. This energy comes healed. So you don't have to carry heavy emotional burdens to deal with this person. And he's also very passionate. He's also very strong. Like I said, he's festive, he's light, he's fun, he's funny, the life of the party, but also very considerate, concerned, he values well, family, obviously, but I guess what I wanted to say was independent creativity or something like that. He values seeing creativity in the family and with the children. I heard he's not an opportunist. The Three of Wands upright is someone that's waiting for opportunities to come. So like in reverse, it's like he's not an opportunist. He's a king. He's showing up as the King of Wands and King of Cups. This is a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy, or displaying also Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces energy. It's very creative, but a balance between the masculine energy and the feminine energy within the realm of the creative sector. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Let's clarify why that's showing up. The Moon. Is my cat there? No. And then the World in reverse. There's an illusion about someone that supposedly isn't stable. That connection is not, that chapter isn't closed, or that energy isn't closed out yet, but it's someone that apparently is not stable, but that's an illusion. Because I saw it in reverse, but I didn't speak on it until I said clarify it. I didn't want to say anything until I got clarity, because it just didn't feel right. The Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So when it clarified, the Moon is illusions. It's an illusion about a lack of stability or a lack of power, but also like a lack of I'll even say a lack of life. Like, that's an illusion. Like, whatever this is, it's actually very abundant, it's actually very stable, it's actually very fruitful, it's actually very beneficial. This is very giving energy, very balanced, very generous. The Emperor. This is the Emperor. See, this is, I feel like this King of Wands, King of Cups energy has found its own healing, its own balance with the Four of Wands here. And with the Three of Cups, it's like they were able to connect in such a way that they were able to create something more fulfilling, like I said, like a journey that's going to be more, where growth is more abundant. And so becoming the Emperor, it's like a greater energy to embody, a greater sense of self to balance and work with. I can feel it. I can feel that this energy is like, you really need to be grounded, but you really need to see the wholeness of it in order to be able to carry it or walk in it. A Tower. Somebody gets shocked. A soulmate. Soulmate is in shock about a Hierophant in reverse. A Magician in reverse that was trying to give them some kind of an offer of love, but it could just be like a false love. This Hierophant in reverse was like this person was using their wisdom, their religious beliefs or philosophies in a way to manipulate, and they would offer, small gestures. This this soulmate. This soulmate gets shocked by what they find out about this Hierophant in reverse, about how they were manipulating, how they were being real sketchy about, oh, I see a messenger brings you notice of something you're going to feel very successful about. You're going to get word about a creative endeavor. This could be a job that you've been wanting to do. This could be like an offer for you to work work doing something that you've been wanting to do. You've been wanting to create something with your talents. You've been wanting to create something with others, whatever that is. Maybe start like a new hobby, but you're getting news, and it's gonna be a success. Success is, you're getting news of success in regards to something that you've been wanting to do, or something you've been working on. Oh, look at this. I'm sorry. Do you hear how I'm breathing right now? I don't even know why. I'm not even stressed or tired, but I feel that maybe it's just this Knight of Wands energy. All this like Page of Wands, Six of Wands. It feels like, oh my God, this energy is coming in quickly. It's like somebody's like so excited to tell you. It could be a child. Maybe one of your kids is coming home. I made it. I made it to this team, or I got the job, or I got a new boyfriend. So anything like that, like something like good news. Now it doesn't have to be a child. That's just possibilities, right? But whatever it is, this news is coming in quickly for you. You're gonna feel very you're gonna get a lot of recognition, a lot of feedback, positive feedback for this. But this is going to be transforming. This is going to put an end to something in your life. A King of Swords. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This could just clarify. The Queen of Wands in reverse with the King of Swords. So I feel like there's a relationship, a King of Swords with a Queen of Wands in reverse. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo energy. A collaboration between a King of Swords and a Queen of Wands is done. I feel like this woman was manipulative. This woman was doing really underhanded things. This King of Swords couldn't trust her. He doesn't trust her, the side of her that he fears, the side of her that is that could burn him. Let's clarify, because obviously if the death is here with these two characters, this is like the end of a King of Swords and a Queen of Wands in reverse. Judgment in reverse. Clarify that out. This is intense. So a truth that wasn't called about juggling. I'm just getting like a relationship that ended because somebody was lying about an affair, or lying about a relationship, or lying about, yeah, that's it. That's all. That's all. Somebody was lying about a relationship, and it's over. Did you hear that? Listen, my stomach will talk. I haven't had lunch yet. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah. Despite somebody was not actually, it's almost like no lies were found in a matter. Somebody was not really broke, or somebody was not really I feel like this King of Swords was manipulated by Queen of Wands in reverse, and the Queen of Wands in reverse, the truth was not necessarily called out about there was like a lie in regards to someone's lack of self-worth. There was some manipulation about that. But the way it came out was it wasn't a lie. Ace of Wands in reverse. Something didn't start. Something actually didn't happen. So that's why somebody's able to relax and be at peace. Something actually didn't happen. There's a Queen of Swords that I feel like is lying. I feel like is it a setup maybe? The way it's coming through, it's like, okay, so dramatic. Like what's manifesting, or what manifested is that the end of a relationship between a King of Swords and a Queen of Wands in reverse. But somebody couldn't call it out or couldn't speak about it because there was somebody was cheating or juggling. But whatever it was that ended it wasn't truly a lie, because something didn't actually start. And whatever was being lied about had to do with someone's worth or self-worth. But it was, I feel like the King of Swords is able to rest easy about what is coming out about a Queen of Wands in reverse, because, and that's why no judgment has been called, because he knows that the Queen of Swords is lying. Okay. Not my business. Stay in your happy lane. Don't make foolish moves at this time, because it's going to cause conflict, at least arguments, if anything, and that can slow down your opportunities. An offer is coming that is solid, okay? An opportunity. It may not be what you expect, but you'll see the truth of it. Mm. You'll see the truth of it, that it's a burden that is going to stress you out. I feel like you may receive an opportunity that's less than this person that's coming, because this opportunity is like coming to you from someone that, you know, hey, this is what I do. This, you know, I work over here, and, you know, if you join me or come with us, we'll give you this. But I feel like you see the truth about that, and because you do, you know that it would be a burden that would really make you anxious or regret. It would make you regret. It would be a burden that you'd regret. So, wait, Spirit has a better offer for you, that although it might seem like maybe it's less, it might seem out of nowhere, it's actually a loving offer from a Queen of Cups. Yeah, and it's the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Hold on. This Queen of Cups. This is someone, the Knight of Cups here, that you probably gave an offer to when they weren't single, or stop. OMG. I'm gonna have to stop this video just because my stomach wants to have a conversation. Oh my god. Okay, the Knight of Cups. This you might be waiting for an offer that's going to be very loving, okay? But this person may have not been available in the past, and their offer may have been smaller, like on the emotional scale. They might not have been able to give you the attention you needed, or the love that you were expecting or wanted. So the Knight of Pentacles offer from an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. It might burden you. I think you see that that's going to be a burden that you'll regret. So Spirit is letting you know that there's going to be another offer. I feel like, or wait for the offer with this King of Cups, okay, turn Emperor, is gonna, he sees you as his counterpart. Or he relates to you on the emotional level. He, remember we said the King of Cups and the King of Wands. It's like the two aspects of him coming together, becoming the Emperor. Those two aspects are powerful in him. And so the part of you that's Queen of Cups, I feel like he may want to come and give you an offer. And again, you may not have been single at the time. Maybe you were involved, or maybe he was involved. But at the time, I would say that the feelings were not as developed, or the feelings were maybe a little still stagnant or defensive, or maybe somebody was just like tied in a situation that they had invested a lot in to create a family with. Whatever that was, there's no confusion. Like, this is a solid offer. This is solid. I would say that this is trust your intuition, like I said at the beginning of the reading, and I'll come back with another message soon. Take care.